Hi, and welcome to Health Crash TV. I'm Claire Temple, I'm a naturopath and a health coach, and this is the place to be to overcome your health crash and reclaim your life. So, today we're talking about brain fog, and I'm sure you've had this experience where you've gone upstairs for something and then not been able to remember for the life of you what you went upstairs for. Or maybe you've gone into the fridge and found that you put your keys there earlier and you didn't realise that you'd done it. And these are kind of humorous examples of times that we have a bit of kind of a brain fart and end up doing something that makes us chuckle later. Sometimes this brain fog or these brain farts can happen a lot more frequently than we're comfortable with, and the problem with that is that it can affect us at work. So if we're maybe forgetting people's names that we've known for a long time, or on the phone to them, and we're forgetting that we should have done a couple of tasks that day, and we start to lose a bit of trust in ourselves, and we start to question our the confidence that other people and that we also have in ourselves. So what can we do about brain fog? So what's interesting is that brain fog is a symptom, and everything that I want to teach you is that symptoms are simply our body communicating with us. They're trying to give us some clues about what's happening under the surface. So I like to think of it as our mind and the observer there being the captain of our ship. And below the decks in our body are all of the different crew. And their crew are sending us symptoms so that they can tell us what's functionally wrong, or at least get the captain to go and check something out so that they can make it function better. And then you have a whole healthier ship. Now, if you know the story of the Titanic, the crew of the ship were trying to tell the captain that there were certain things going wrong in the ship as they cruised towards an iceberg, and the captain didn't listen and carried on regardless. And we all know how that ended. So I do not want you to sink. I want you to not only swim, but cruise for a lifetime and enjoy the ride. So I'm going to come on to the kind of things that you can do to start to help to support a symptom of brain fog. But what we really want to look at is, why do you have the brain fog in the first place? So we want to look at you as an individual rather than the brain fog as a symptom that wants to be suppressed. So if you look at adverts for supplements, they say, oh, this supplement is great for brain fog. This food is great for brain fog. And that's fine, and they will probably help a bit. So what's causing your brain fog will determine what ultimately helps that symptom feel better. And once you've addressed the underlying cause, your whole body is healthier and functioning better. And that's the goal, to be healthy and functioning and vital so that we can enjoy our lives. So before we go into what you can do about it, I'm just going to quickly cover 6 possible reasons that could be contributing to your brain fog, and you may even have more than one of these. So number 1 is dehydration. So even just a 2% decrease in our hydration levels will lead to, in studies, they found a lack of ability to complete psychomotor tasks and cognitive training. So that's pretty significant when we're going about our day, maybe fueling up on pop or caffeine and not really ever drinking water. So if you're having water, it's a really good idea to put a little pinch of Himalayan sea salt in, or Celtic sea salt, and that will help to improve your electrolyte levels, as well as just making sure you're drinking the right amount of volume of water during the day. So the second reason is low blood sugar. So a lot of people skip breakfast, and they can then experience low blood sugar symptoms before lunch or mid-morning. Or somebody that eats the wrong food for them for breakfast. So if they have too much sugary food, like a sugary cereal or a pastry, and not enough protein, they may experience low blood sugar as you kind of go through mid-morning and towards lunch. The third reason is that we can have an imbalanced microbiome. The microbiome, I like to call it the garden of the gut. And that garden is full of bacteria and viruses and parasites and yeast, and there's all kinds of different organisms there now. Some of them are hugely beneficial to our immune system, and they make vitamins for us, and they're enormously important for our health. And some, because they get the opportunity to, are not healthy for us and they produce a lot of toxins. So if we have an imbalanced microbiome, that can be a root cause of brain fog. So it's really important then that we pay attention to other digestive issues and other digestive symptoms that might also be leading us to think that we need to do something to improve the health of the gut. Number 4 is an imbalance in neurotransmitters. So we rely on things like B6 and magnesium to make adequate neurotransmitters like dopamine, and dopamine is our focus neurotransmitter. It's also our reward transmitter. So if you find yourself checking your emails or checking your phone a lot, or just checking on things in general, that can be a sign that your dopamine is low, because what happens is when we look at something novel or new, or we get a new like on a post, or we get a new post from a friend on our feed or a message, it will spike our dopamine a little bit. So for that brief moment we think, oh, that was nice, and then it drops again, we experience lower dopamine levels, and then we go checking because we want to boost that dopamine level again. Number 5 is liver function, and our liver is a workhouse in the body. It's hugely important and one of the only organs which regenerates itself. The liver filters our blood over and over and over again, and it does that so that it can pick up any impurities or toxins and bind them and then carry them safely out the body. So when the liver is exposed to a lot of different substances, like if you smell a perfume, or you know those air fresheners in rooms that are really strong, or maybe you're having a lot of caffeine or alcohol, these extra toxins that we're exposed to is all extra work for the liver to do. Now, the liver depends on our being able to have enough of the right substances, so water, magnesium, again, B vitamins and protein, to be able to do its job to detoxify this enormous amount of toxins that we're exposed to in our modern world. And when that gets sluggish, or it hasn't got the resources that it needs to be able to do its job, we can experience the effects of a buildup of toxicity in the body, one of which the symptom is brain fog. And the final possible reason, although this list is not exhaustive and there are other reasons as well, is hormone imbalance. So I don't know if you're a woman, maybe towards your period, or as you've noticed going in towards perimenopausal years, which can be any time really in your 40s, sometimes even in the 30s, we get a drop in progesterone, both in PMS is often that we don't have enough progesterone, and that's our progesterone peak. And that hormone imbalance can also lead towards a foggy brain. And as we get further into things like menopause, then we are experiencing lower levels of estrogen. And that, again, can interfere with our ability to think quickly and clearly. Stress has a powerful effect on our hormone balance. And so any stress, whether it's emotional, financial, temperature, if you're too hot or too cold, all of that stress registers in the body, and your body will prefer to deal with responding to stress with our stress hormone cortisol than it will trying to balance our hormones. So they kind of get sacrificed. And if you've got a couple of these, so it's very common to have dehydration, an imbalance in the microbiome, which then will lead to a diminished liver function, and then that will also knock on to stress and a hormone imbalance. You can see why brain fog might be a very common symptom for people who are struggling to keep their health buoyant and vital. So here are 4 things that you can easily do when you are trying to work and play and love, but your brain can't cope. First of all, and this is going to be very obvious from the reasons that I just went through, increase your water intake. Number 2, increase foods containing high quality protein. Number 3, do what you can to reduce and minimize your stress and make sure you have plenty of downtime and time for recovery. And also, number 4, increase your veg, especially green leafy veg, as they have very high in magnesium and B vitamins and other nutrients which will help your brain function. So I hope that you've taken away some really keen insights as to what might be contributing to your brain fog there. Check out my website. I'll put the link below for some more links and articles about information that you can follow up. Maybe one of those 6 reasons is something you want to look into further. And subscribe and click the bell to be up to speed on any future videos that I post. So please comment down below, ask questions, tell me about your brain fog symptoms or any funny stories about the things that you've done because of your brain fog. They're always absolutely brilliant. And so I look forward to commenting and interacting with you. All right, take care till next time.